Thank you, Michael. Michael of Warwickdean reporting from the fairgrounds on the death of Thomas Onestone during the joust today. Turning to business now, we hand things over to our financial correspondent, Mark Sterling. Mark?
Thanks, Eleanor. Well, a bad day for the peasants today. Serfs, villains, and freemen alike. The recent rain has had a disastrous effect on crop yields, meaning high prices and food shortages. After we've seen such growth in our population in the past while, it would seem we are now being punished for our sins. And truly, the most sinful are paying with their lives. Families are having to use less wheat in their bread. We're also seeing an increase in sales of vegetables such as turnips and cabbages. I had a chance to speak with a merchant earlier today, so let's have a look at that conversation. I'm here with Matthew Fife at the local market. Matthew, what can you tell me about the wheat trade at the moment?
Well, Mark, it's a matter of denaries and sous. Supply and demand. You see, mate, I takes the supply and I caters to the demand. Right now, I got the demand, but I got no supply. Because on account of the rains. Supply means I got to make the money I can on what I got.
Which means higher prices for the common folk.
Hey, I was just doing what I got to do. Times is tough right now for everybody. You want that I serves too? I got to raise the prices to support my family.
What about the landless? They won't be able to afford grain for bread.
Don't go busting my barrels, wise guy. The rich got to eat too. I'm just selling to them. Someone else can look after the poor.
Thank you for your time. Mark Sterling, reporting from the market, BBC Peasant.
A fascinating report, and from what I understand, the wheat prices aren't the only things rising.
Yes, that's right. We've also heard from the Earl of Shropshire, who has informed us that taxes will increase the next year. Of course, he is referring only to the direct vassals and the lesser lords and gentry. But I think we can expect to see this tax increase trickle down to the freeholders and especially to the smallholders and villeins. It seems most will have to come up with another quarter of wheat or perhaps a few sheep. We've even seen some cases where it looks like some peasants will pay their rents with money and not with goods or services.
Is this likely to be the norm? Can we expect to see rents in kind and services phased out and replaced by money rents?
No, definitely not. Money is good, but it's not the same as actually having the goods. I think it's just a temporary response to the poor harvests of late. Once stocks of grain rise again, I think we'll see a return to rents in kind. And these lords are never likely to actually work the land themselves, so rented services should never go out of style.
Couldn't these lords then pay people in cash to work the land?
That would lead to an economy based more and more on money and not on goods and services, and I just don't see that happening. Imagine trying to bargain in a market with, for example, a basket weaver. It's much easier to ask how many sacks of grain you will have to give him than it is to determine how many sous or denaries you will have to spend. I can only see money being used for more immediate commodities such as ale.
How do you think the news of the tax increase will be received by the poorer folk?
Not well. With the rains that we've had, it's been hard for people to get by while creating stockpiles to pay for the taxes. These higher taxes will stretch their already meagre resources even further.
Did the Earl give any reason for this increase?
Well, I did manage to ask him about it. He said he was increasing taxes because he was a lord and because he could. Insiders, however, are saying that the aristocracy is worried by the rain, disease and possible shortages. By raising taxes, they are looking to maintain their standard of living from the past.
Thank you very much, Mark. This is sure to be an issue that we will hear more of in the future. Now we go to Byron Leftwich for Health Watch.
Well, Eleanor, the plague seems to be moving its way rather swiftly through the area. You can see the pile of dead bodies behind me, and there are many more on the way as we speak. Unfortunately, I cannot tell you much about it. All we know is that you develop black bubons oozing with pus, but no idea from whence it comes. It'll definitely get your humours in a twist, however, so pray you don't get it. Our best advice if you do catch it is to lock your doors and windows. Cover your mouths with posies, and just to be safe, slaughter any animal you can't do without. And if it gets worse, do your family a favour, light yourself on fire, and save them the trouble of dealing with your corpse. This has been Byron Leftwich. We're reporting for BBC Peasant News. Back to you, Eleanor.
Hi there, Ethelbert the Weaver here, making sure you come on down to my stall at the markets this week to check out my selection. My prices are so low, it's like I took these clothes from the dead. But I didn't. So come on down and check out all the latest fashions in peasant blue, peasant green, and chainmail red. Money tight right now? We've got items marked down to sell, like this peasant green with only a small tear in the midriff. Come on down, prices won't always stay this low, so make sure you cash in before the Lord punishes you for your wretched sins. Ethelbert's Clothing. It's a sin not to take advantage of these prices.
Hola, this is Anton de Montana, but you can call me Tony for short. Say hello to my little friend, Wormwood. You might know this stuff as mugwort, but let me tell you, this stuff will sort you right out. If you're sick or having bad dreams, you come see me and I take care of you. We import this stuff from Aragon, so you know it's pure. We don't lace it with nothing. If you want some lucid dreams or astral travel, this is the stuff for you. Now you can speak with your God, and all the saints too. Come on down to the market this Sunday. My stall's not easy to find, but if you find me, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Now we've turned things over to our entertainment correspondent, Joan of Stratford Rivers, for news on the Martinmas Festival. Joan?
Oh, thank you, Eleanor. Yes, Martinmas is on and it's just so wonderful. It's just such a wonderful festival. Oh, and the food and the colors. I talked to some of the organizers and they were just so helpful. I don't remember what they said, but it sounded so nice.
Yes, but can you tell us about the festival? What's it about?
Oh, I don't know. It's just so wonderful. There's something about Christmas coming up in 40 days and penance and reflection or something. Usually there's a lot of food because the harvest just ended, but this year not so much. Oh, but all the aristocracy is making an appearance all dressed up in their fancy clothes so bright and colorful. I'll bet they'll be kind to the peasants and everyone will just have such a wonderful time.
Earlier today, a nobleman skewered a peasant during the joust.
Oh, who cares? He's just a peasant. It's not like they contribute.
Great. Thank you, Joan.
Oh, let me talk longer. I've got so much to say. Please, just let me talk.
Daddy, what are you smoking?
It's wormwood, me dear, for me consumption.
Kill them all, and your consumption will disappear.